Who is responsible for the many acts of terrorism in Africa? Are these attacks instigated by the West? President Traoré is able to strike back, no matter who is behind them. Burkina Faso just carried out a military campaign that put an end to numerous insurgencies. Traoré's dedication to promoting peace made this achievement feasible, but the issue still stands. Who is responsible for these attacks? Let's investigate. In June 2024, a major military operation took place close to Burkina Faso's northwest border with Ghana. The famed 41st and 42nd Regiments of Burkina Faso Commandos spearheaded the operation. Encouraged by the elite 99th Rapid Intervention Battalion, it quickly turned into a tale of daring, cunning, and unrelenting pursuit. The military regimes in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso have all had difficulty containing the violence in the Sahel. What set off the major military operation close to the northwest border of Burkina Faso? For months, there has been growing alarm over the increase in terrorist activity close to Burkina Faso's frontiers. Strong action was required in response to reports of ongoing incursions, attacks on nearby villages, and the construction of terrorist strongholds. These days, tragedies like these happen practically every day, perhaps not in terms of the number of persons killed, but definitely in terms of the incidents themselves. How far could this be taken? To what extent do they pose a threat to the survival of the government? The military and government leadership understood that a defensive posture alone would not be adequate. The choice to begin an offensive operation was made. With the intention of breaking up terrorist networks and bringing regional peace back, the operation was assigned to the 41st and 42nd Commandos, who were selected for their superior fighting skills and training. These battalions were experienced in the intricacies of guerrilla warfare and had a track record of accomplishing missions successfully. With its ability to deploy quickly and participate in high-intensity combat, the 99th Rapid Intervention Battalion was assigned to provide vital support. The goal of these forces working together was to produce a strong strike force that could carry out operations with accuracy and efficiency. Thorough preparation preceded the operation. Information about terrorist movements, positions, and fortifications was acquired by intelligence units. The plan was to strike unexpectedly in order to fool the terrorists and reduce the number of soldiers and civilians who died. There were several difficulties because of the border area's difficult terrain and circumstances. However, the soldiers were ready. The operation started on June 6, 2024, early in the morning. With the 99th Battalion providing backup, the Commandos advanced through dangerous country with precision. Although the early fighting was fierce, it soon became clear that the Burkina Faso forces were better trained and coordinated. Numerous terrorist strongholds were destroyed, and a sizable quantity of military hardware was found. The operation's tone was established, and the troops' morale was raised by the first phase's success. Still, the victory was only the start. According to fresh information, the terrorists were reorganizing and preparing a counteroffensive toward the Ghanaian border. To stop any terrorists from escaping or from re-establishing their bases, the military leadership had to take immediate action. This resulted in the operation's subsequent phase, which saw a shift in emphasis to precise strikes and aerial surveillance. After the initial ground-level success, tracking and stopping terrorists who were heading for the Ghanaian border was a problem for the Burkina Faso military. Hundreds of terrorists were on the move, according to intelligence reports, trying to reorganize and get away from the onslaught. The military used cutting-edge aerial surveillance technologies to address this menace. As part of the continuous battle against terrorism, there have been a lot of offensive and defensive actions in northern Burkina Faso in recent months. When terrorists assaulted a military facility in Mansilla on June 11, 2024, reinforcements moved quickly to stop the attackers from getting away. The bravery and skill of the Burkina Faso forces in their pursuit of justice and security are on display in this brief documentary, which gives a detailed account of how a specialized unit carried out successful strikes using Burkina Faso's recently acquired air vector drones to stop the terrorists from escaping through the Serba River. June 7, 2024. With the use of recently purchased Akanji drones, the Burkina Faso Air Force conducted a number of aerial missions. The real-time intelligence and situational awareness that these cutting-edge drones provide was essential for coordinating ground operations in such difficult and vast terrain. Because of their extended endurance and high-resolution cameras, the drones were able to continuously watch terrorist movements and make sure that no escape path went undiscovered. Intelligence personnel examined the drones' live footage while they hovered above the border area. Based on the data, a gang of terrorists were driving a pickup truck and motorcycles toward a less guarded area of the border. The ground forces received this intelligence and promptly came up with a strategy to intercept them. The Commandos prepared a cautious ambush in Mohan's difficult and thick terrain. Because of its favorable location and natural cover, the region was carefully selected, enabling the soldiers to successfully blend into their surroundings. The terrorist caravan was not aware of the approaching trap when the Commandos struck with deadly accuracy and speed. The terrorist group was neutralized and more war material was recovered as a result of the quick but decisive engagement. This action demonstrated how crucial aerial observation is to contemporary warfare. In addition to providing vital intelligence, the drones allowed the military to react swiftly and precisely to ever-changing threats. The operation's effectiveness was greatly increased by the innovative technology and ground combat experience that worked together like a match made in heaven. When airborne vectors were notified of friendly position in Mansilla on June 1st afternoon, the operations got underway. They swiftly determined their course and saw the enemy rapidly withdrawing eastward. A specialist tracker quickly joined the effort to apprehend these offenders. The ambush at the Ghana northwest border proved to be a successful example of how well airborne surveillance and ground operations may be combined. But the operation was far from over. What effects do these military operations have? Add your voice to the total liberation of Africa by leaving a comment in the comments section below. Do not forget to like and subscribe for more informative videos like this one. Let's proceed. The security of the region was significantly affected by the successful operations close to Burkina Faso's northwest border with Ghana. Terrorist groups' operational capacities were degraded, limiting their capacity to carry out additional operations as a result of the recovery of significant war material and the neutralization of these groups. But the win also brought attention to how dynamic and constant the threat is, calling for constant watchfulness and careful preparation. Burkina Faso and Ghana's increased cooperation was one of the operation's main results. Terrorist groups had been using the permeable boundaries to travel freely and avoid capture, making the shared border a hotbed for their actions. The potential for successful cross-border cooperation in the fight against terrorism was shown by the combined efforts in ground operations and surveillance. The operation also brought attention to the necessity of ongoing military readiness and cutting-edge technology capabilities. Drone success demonstrated how important aerial monitoring is to contemporary counter-terrorism tactics. Burkina Faso was able to obtain intelligence in real time and target terrorist movements precisely because of this technological advantage. Additionally, the local populace's morale was much raised. Communities felt satisfied that their safety was a primary priority due to the obvious presence of military activities and the direct combat with terrorists. This opinion was further supported by President Ibrahim Traoré's visit to the front lines in Bobo Dioulasso. His dealings with the residents and the armed forces demonstrated the government's dedication to both regional and national security. Captain Ibrahim Traore said that being present at the event was a great honor and joy. He referred to the occasion as the auspicious and unforgettable CIG 2024 in Niamey. He expressed gratitude to God for making the day possible and acknowledged everything that had been accomplished up to that point. He noted that the process also highlighted the challenges that lay ahead, including logistical and operational difficulties due to the rough terrain and extensive border areas. He emphasized the importance of the military maintaining flexibility and readiness for prolonged operations to prevent terrorist organizations from regrouping or re-establishing their foothold. He stated that sustaining the momentum and establishing lasting peace would require continuous training, careful planning, and technological advancements. What obstacles does the Burkina Faso military encounter in order to uphold border security then? There are many difficulties in keeping Burkina Faso's vast and frequently rocky borders secure. The terrain itself presents a challenge for patrol and surveillance operations due to its mountainous areas, wide savannas, and lush forests, which act as natural cover for terrorist movements. In order to make sure that terrorist organizations cannot use these regions as safe havens or routes of travel, the military must traverse these terrains, frequently in inclement weather. The sheer length of the borders presents another major obstacle. Burkina Faso borders a number of nations, each with different levels of cooperation and security concerns. It's imperative to maintain efficient cooperation and communication with surrounding countries. However, political dynamics, budget constraints, and varying national agendas might make it more difficult. The favorable precedents set by the effective cooperation with Ghana during the recent operations must be maintained and extended. Allocating resources is also another significant obstacle. Drones and quick deployment troops are examples of advanced technologies that demand a large initial investment and ongoing upkeep. It is a continuous effort to make sure the military has the necessary tools and training to use these resources efficiently. The availability and preparedness of these vital assets may be impacted by financial limitations and conflicting national goals. And then there's the human element. Soldiers' physical and emotional health can suffer from prolonged military actions. Keeping troops well rested, inspired, and encouraged is crucial to upholding high operational standards. While President Traoré's visit to the front lines provided a significant morale boost, the soldiers' dedication must be sustained by frequent assistance and acknowledgement of their work. People who have endured immense suffering since the implementation of the CIG yet managed to rise above it. The Burkina Faso military has taken a number of calculated steps to resolve these issues. Improved training courses emphasizing guerrilla warfare and counter-terrorism strategies have been implemented. These courses put a strong emphasis on resilience and adaptation, preparing soldiers for the difficult and frequently unforeseen situations they will encounter. Technology investments remain a top priority. The military can react to new threats quickly and efficiently because of the integration of upgraded mobility equipment, communication networks, and advanced surveillance systems. Cooperation with foreign allies enhances the military's capabilities by supplying extra resources and knowledge. Additionally, the government has made regional collaboration a priority. There are continuous diplomatic initiatives to promote intelligence sharing, deepen relationships with surrounding nations, and carry out cooperative activities. In order to combat the transnational aspect of terrorism and guarantee a cohesive and effective response, these collaborations are essential. The blood in our veins is the same. The blood that circulates through our veins is the same. The blood of these brave warriors who defended this land that we now call Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger runs through our veins. The blood of these brave warriors who helped the entire globe overcome racism and several other ills flows through our veins. The blood of these brave warriors who were exiled from Africa to Europe, America, Asia, or other places, and who contributed to the establishment of these states while they were slaves, runs through our veins. Therefore, it will be easy to combat terrorism if these countries band together. The Burkina Faso military is unwavering in its objective despite obstacles. Let's finally examine what lies ahead for Burkina Faso's efforts to maintain regional stability and defend its borders. In the long run, Burkina Faso is still fully committed to maintaining regional stability and safeguarding its borders. Although the recent operations along the Ghana northwest border have laid a solid basis, achieving long-term peace and security will be a difficult and complicated process. The ability to adapt, innovate, and collaborate continuously will be essential to meeting the difficulties that lie ahead. The continual advancement and incorporation of cutting-edge technologies is one of the future strategy's most important components. Drone success has shown how revolutionary today's intelligence and surveillance capabilities may be. It will be crucial to keep funding these technologies and provide soldiers with training to improve their proficiency with them. To strengthen threat detection and response capabilities, the military intends to increase the number of drones in its fleet and add more cutting-edge technologies like satellite imaging and AI-driven analytics. Additionally, regional coordination will be essential. The cooperative initiatives with Ghana have demonstrated what is possible when people work together and have a common goal. Burkina Faso hopes to build on this achievement by fortifying relations with other nearby nations. To establish a coherent and efficient regional security network, cooperative training exercises, agreements for intelligence sharing, and coordinated operations will be sought. In a speech to his citizens, Captain Ibrahim Traore stated that the blood of honorable, strong, and resilient men runs through their veins, and for that reason, they should be grateful and proud to be descendants of AES. He emphasized that Africa is a continent that has endured immense suffering and continues to suffer due to imperialism. He mentioned that the imperialists have a single notion in mind, that they rule the continent of Africa, and this is their perception of the continent. He expressed that they believe Africans belong to them and that African land and resources are theirs. He noted that to this day, the imperialists have not been able to change this mindset. Furthermore, as Traoré points out, it's critical that the nations recognize who they must baffle first. African countries are fighting many different things at the same time. In addition to escaping the bonds of servitude, they must protect themselves from any assaults. Internally, the emphasis will continue to be on strengthening the military forces' preparedness and resilience. Priorities will include providing soldiers with proper rest periods, ongoing training, and psychological care. The government understands how critical it is to keep morale up and make sure that soldiers have adequate assistance both on and off the battlefield. A key component of the approach will remain the government's diplomatic initiatives. It is essential to collaborate with foreign partners to get finance, training, and technology support. Furthermore, building strong links with neighboring people in border zones will improve intelligence collection and provide a favorable atmosphere for military operations. In this sense, President Traoré's active involvement and his attempts to interact with the local population and military troops have been crucial. Finally, tackling the underlying causes of terrorism is emphasized. Priorities are being given to social services, economic growth, and education that will improve the lives of those living in vulnerable areas. By tackling the socio-economic issues that frequently lead people to adopt radical beliefs, the goal of the government is to establish a more secure and affluent atmosphere. We have made the decision to rebel and pick our own destiny for our country because of this. There are plenty such instances. However, after making this decision, other saloon slaves approached us to deliver their master's message. Since they had produced a polymer chain of this kind that reaches the top of our states in order to support them, and our purpose was to snap the chain. It appears that numerous issues that no other leader has attempted to address will be resolved now that Traoré is in control of this. The ambush that occurred close to the Ghana northwest border thus marked a turning point in Burkina Faso's continuing war against terrorism. It emphasized the value of regional cooperation and demonstrated how well elite ground forces and cutting-edge aerial surveillance can work together. Despite the formidable obstacles, the Burkina Faso military's dedication, reinforced by technological breakthroughs and strategic partnerships, offers a strong foundation for sustained prosperity. The three pillars of Burkina Faso's security initiatives are unity, adaptability, and resilience. Burkina Faso is leading the way towards a more secure and stable future by addressing the root causes of instability, focusing on technical innovation, and fostering regional collaboration. These efforts will be propelled ahead by the soldiers' bravery and dedication, as well as the leadership's strategic vision, guaranteeing that the country stays alert and ready for any obstacles that may come its way. Do you believe Traoré can effect change on his own? If only one guy can significantly alter Africa, what would happen if all African leaders banded together? Is it possible for Africa to change? Tell us what you think in the comments section below. We explore the rich history, culture, and the ongoing struggle for sovereignty in Africa. Join us in this important conversation by subscribing to our channel. By subscribing, you're not just staying informed, you're becoming part of a movement dedicated to reclaiming Africa's rightful place on the global stage. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Let's work together to spread knowledge and inspire change. Thanks for watching.